there's the Canadian citizen or permanent resident, so the child will need to prove, or the grandchild will need to prove that he or she meets the minimum low income requirement, so the LICO requirement. And the size of the family unit always causes a bit of a confusion, so I'll give an example. Let's say the Canadian citizen has a wife and 3 children. That would mean it's the Canadian citizen, the wife, the 3 children, so it's a family size of 5, plus they want to invite the mom and the dad. Now you're at 7. So the size of the family would be size 7, and for 7 persons the income would have to be minimum $62,581 as per 2014. It may change in the future, but that's how you calculate your family size. It includes the applicant, their dependents, and however many people you want to bring over. This LICO requirement is a little bit different when you apply for PR. So you want to go specifically to the chart that pertains to Super Visa. And another example is if it's just you and you want to bring over your mom. So that's you as the applicant, or sorry, you as the person, the host, and your mom. So that's a family size of 2. The minimum low income requirement is $29,440. So of course, if it's more, the better, but that's the minimum that Canada requires you to demonstrate that you have that. Way to demonstrate that is with your note of assessment, and it's your most recent notice of assessment that needs to be included. No other documentation is accepted for the Super Visa. The other requirement is a written statement from the host, so from the child or the grandchild, that he or she will be giving the financial support that needs to, that's why you're including your notice of assessment, because you do meet the low income requirement. So the financial support essentially means that you'll be providing, in case your parent or grandparent needs to have some financial support, you are there to provide that for that person. And also, which is mandatory to have, is a valid Canadian medical insurance coverage for at least 1 year, and minimum $100,000 worth of medical coverage. That's mandatory to include that at the time of submitting your application. You cannot submit it afterwards. For the medical insurance, a lot of those insurance providers do allow you to include that medical insurance, and in case the Super Visa is refused, they provide a full refund on that insurance. So again, this is something you want to check with that insurance provider. Some of them provide a full refund, some of them don't. So speak to a bunch of them, get a proper quote, and then make sure that you understand, is it refundable in case of a refusal or is it not, and so forth. But for immigration purposes, the medical insurance coverage for at least 1 year is mandatory, and if you bring both mom and dad, it's per person, so you have to include one for mom and one for dad. And what also is mandatory is the medical examination. Again, you can do the medical examination up front and include that in the application, or you can wait until the immigration officer requests it of the mom or dad or grandparent. That's the summary of Super Visa. For more information, feel free to call us at any time. Thanks so much. Until next time.